And now, your CBS 19 Weather Authority forecast from the Bright Star Care Charlottesville Weather Center.
The rain showers moving into central Virginia right now, mainly near and south of Charlottesville. They're very light, and they'll continue here intermittently through the overnight as the rest of the system to our west crosses the area. I think it's out of here completely by noontime tomorrow. Rainfall totals not going to be all that great. Sunshine very slowly returning to the sky Friday afternoon. It'll be a warm day, but it will be breezy. 62 in Charlottesville, the high. Scottsville 62, Dillwyn 64, lower 50s at elevation, even windier in the mountains, but no wind advisories in effect to this point. Standardsville, Culpeper 61, 62 for Wilderness and Lake of the Woods, as well as Locust Grove, 61 in Palmyra. Bumpus at 64, 65 in Gum Spring. And for the Valley commuters, you got 57 degrees in Stanton, 58 in Waynesboro, 55 in West Augusta and Broadway with sunshine in the afternoon. A lot of pollution in the air right now. That's why the air quality index smoke levels are at moderate levels and will stay as such for Friday. But I do think we'll clean out the air this coming weekend, so it should be good and healthy for all age groups. Mid-50s tomorrow for Norfolk and Richmond, cloudy in D.C., 57 degrees in the star city of Roanoke. I mentioned lack of rain. If we're lucky, maybe a tenth of an inch south and east of Charlottesville, you might pick up a little bit more, particularly our friends in southern Nelson and Amherst counties. There's the system. Cold air doesn't move until Saturday. This is going to keep highs in the 40s for most of the day and drive clouds and snow showers off of the Great Lakes. Saturday afternoon, central Virginia, maybe a couple of sprinkles. Nothing major. And then moderate chances for rain next Tuesday and Wednesday as we stay on the normal side of precipitation in days 8 to 14. And then we really warm our temperatures next week with mid-60s Monday and Tuesday. And Ashley and Alexia, a high of 72 next Wednesday.
All right, sounds good, Travis. Thank you. Health check now. More than 111,000 people from the U.S. died from a drug overdose in the 12-month period that ended in September. That's according to provisional data from the CDC. Many of those deaths were due to synthetic opioids.
But there's a new weapon in the battle against opioid overdoses. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither explains how vending machines are being used in the effort to save lives.
It's an ongoing crisis in the U.S. Drug overdose deaths surged during the COVID-19 pandemic and have remained near record levels.
You know, when I hear those numbers, I hear those in the voices of my friends. That are currently struggling with substance use disorder.
Jason Hall knows the struggle all too well. He says he got sober after a battle with drug use and has personally administered naloxone to reverse opioid overdoses several times. Now he helps stock the medicine, which is known by the brand name Narcan, in vending machines like this one to make it more accessible.
This work is not abstract to me in any way. You know, when we talk about statistics or when we're looking at these numbers, I have a face to put with every one of those numbers.
From California to New York, vending machines stocked with harm reduction tools have been placed in areas where high numbers of opioid overdoses have been reported. In Oklahoma, some of the machines are placed along turnpikes, in casinos, on university campuses, at a library, or outside fire stations. The vending machines also offer free fentanyl test strips, which are small strips of paper that can test drugs for the presence of fentanyl, a powerful synthetic opioid that drives most overdose deaths in the U.S. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Today, Vice President Kamala Harris made a stop in Michigan on her nationwide Fight for Reproductive Freedoms tour. At a round table in Grand Rapids, she called attention to court rulings that have sowed confusion following the reversal of Roe v. Wade.
So on the one hand, the proponents are saying that an individual doesn't have a right to end an unwanted pregnancy, and on the other hand, the individual does not have a right to start a family. And the hypocrisy abounds on this issue when you also consider that in the top 10 states with maternal mortality, there are abortion bans.
Harris also laid the blame directly on former President Donald Trump, saying he intentionally selected Supreme Court justices who would overturn Roe v. Wade. Vice President Harris has taken on a prominent role in elevating the issue of reproductive freedoms. This comes during a heated election cycle where abortion is expected to mobilize voters on both sides of the issue.
Talk show host Wendy Williams has dementia. The longtime daytime talk show host has been diagnosed with primary progressive aphasia as well. The 59-year-old is reportedly in an undisclosed care facility. Now, aphasia is the same diagnosis given to actor Bruce Willis. It's a nervous system condition that affects a person's ability to communicate, and people can eventually lose their ability to speak and write. Williams is suffering from frontotemporal dementia, which can cause behavioral and personality changes. AI sending stocks sky high.
More details with Fox Business Network after the break. Don't go anywhere.
In Fox Means Business, artificial intelligence is giving the stock market a big boost.
Fox Business Network's David Asman has a look at this story and more in tonight's Fox Means Business report.
An AI-fueled rally leading to a record day on Wall Street. The Dow crossing 39,000 for the first time ever on Thursday. The S&P 500 finished at a record as well, while the Nasdaq had its best day in more than a year. That index is now just shy of its highest level. Blockbuster earnings from AI chip maker NVIDIA sparking the buying. Meanwhile, a lot of Americans are still struggling to pay off those bills and save for a rainy day. 36% of adults surveyed by Bankrate now say they have more credit card debt than emergency savings. That's the same amount as last year. Well, the National Association of Realtors says existing home sales rose more than expected in January, even as the median price was up from a year ago, now topping $379,000. Buyers were taking advantage of mortgage rates dipping last month. However, it's worth noting rates are rising again and could impact sales going forward. Freddie Mac says the average 30-year fixed-rate loan jumped this week to 6.9%. That's business. I'm David Asman.
A new survey reveals that paw parents feel financially strained due to the rising cost of pet ownership. According to the USA Today's Blueprint survey, 91% of respondents admitted to experiencing some level of financial stress over the past year due to pet-related costs. In response, 66% of those surveyed say that they curtailed their spending, and some 65% of dog owners disclose that they've had to approach friends or family members for financial assistance. More than 1,000 people participated in that survey. Some areas seeing a rise in costs include dog food, pet insurance, doggy daycare, and veterinarian services.
Hollywood Nation now, based on a true story drama, a road trip action comedy, and a sci-fi thriller back on the big screen. They're part of this week's new releases.
Here's Fox's Ashley Dvorkin with everything that you need to know.
I think I'm supposed to help.
Hilary Swank and Alan Richson lead the drama Ordinary Angels, based on the true story of a woman who goes to great lengths to help a widower whose daughter is in need of a life-saving liver transplant.
Who are you?
Democrats. The comedy Drive Away Dolls, directed by Ethan Coen and co-written by Coen and Trisha Cook, follows friends on a road trip gone awry when their paths cross with a group of criminals. The cast includes Margaret Qualley, Geraldine Viswanathan, and Beanie Feldstein.
I'm Callie. Jacqueline.
Cynthia Erivo and Alia Shawkat star in Drift, about a young refugee alone on a Greek island trying to cope with her past and the friendship she forms with a rootless tour guide, which helps them both move forward.
You have no idea what you're getting yourself into.
Christopher Nolan's Tenet is back on 70mm IMAX, IMAX Digital, and 70mm screens. Screenings will feature exclusive footage from upcoming sci-fi epic Dune Part 2.
How much trouble are we in?
In theaters and video on demand is Red Right Hand. The action thriller stars Orlando Bloom as a man trying to live a quiet life, but who's forced to return to work for a crime boss, where he learns he'll do anything to protect his town and his family.
What the prosecution has is pretty damning.
On streaming, Netflix adds Mea Culpa from writer and producer Tyler Perry, with a cast including Kelly Rowland and Trevante Rhodes. The thriller is about a criminal defense attorney working on a case of an artist accused of murdering his girlfriend, which takes a dangerous turn.
You have no idea who he is.
In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
Say cheers without a plastic straw because tomorrow is National Skip the Straw Day. Plastic straws are not biodegradable and they break down into microplastics. They're also bad for birds, fish, and other sea animals, as well as the environment, and take about 200 years to completely decompose.
Well, the more you know. Well, you can mark the day by using paper straws instead, which are biodegradable, or glass or stainless steel straws. Yes, they make those, or you can just skip the straw altogether. Just drink straight from the cup, right? That's all you got to do, right, Travis?
Yes, prefer steel straws.
I do too.
You know what? But here's the thing: you got to make sure you take it with you.
You got to make sure
when
you
you're
clean
done.
it too.
Oh, yes.
Clean it.
Oh, my gosh.
Reuse it, clean it.
That
Real good.
too. 62 on Friday with morning showers. Sunshine late in the afternoon, but it will be a fairly cloudy Saturday. Might even manage a couple of sprinkles with highs only in the 40s. Warmer next week with lower 70s on Wednesday, but Tuesday and Wednesday afternoons could feature showers. Maybe some rumbles of thunder Wednesday afternoon with a cool down to follow. Slight cool down, if you will.
Lexi and I like that forecast, Travis.
Good.
All right. Thank you for that. And thank you all so much for watching your Fox Virginia News at 10. We'll see you back here tomorrow.